Good day. Welcome to SME Pinoy's Business Insights. This week, we'll be talking about data privacy. But before that, I'd like to give you a review on the digital transformation framework which I created. When you want to go digital, you need to buy hardware and connect them to a network or in the internet. Then you need to have an inventory to make sure that they are safe and you can monitor their locations. Then you need to automate your processes by getting softwares or systems, but you need to implement them properly with the different project management methodologies. Then you need to create a plan to make sure they are always running, even if there's an internet down or worst case, there's a disaster. And after that, you need to secure them. So in case there's a hacking, you'll still be able to use your system. Right now, IT security is not just left in protecting your system. It's also protecting the data of your clients. To give an emphasis on this, I'd like to show you this video.
Who has seen an advertisement that has convinced you that your microphone is listening to your conversations? All of your interactions, your credit card swipes, web searches, locations, likes, they're all collected in real time into a $1 trillion a year industry.
The real game changer was Cambridge Analytica.
They'd worked for the Trump campaign and for the Brexit campaign.
They started using information warfare.
Cambridge Analytica claimed to have 5,000 data points on every American voter.
I started tracking down all these Cambridge Analytica ex-employees.
Someone else that you should be calling to the committee is Brittany Kaiser.
Brittany Kaiser, once a key player inside Cambridge Analytica, casting herself as a whistleblower.
The reason why Google and Facebook are the most powerful companies in the world is because last year data surpassed oil in value. Data is the most valuable asset on Earth.
We targeted those whose minds we thought we could change until they saw the world the way we wanted them to.
I do know that their targeting tool was considered a weapon.
There is a possibility that the American public had been experimented on.
This is becoming a criminal matter. When people see the extent of the surveillance, I think they're going to be shocked.
And I still fear for your life.
Yeah.
With the powerful people that are involved.
But I can't keep quiet just because it'll make powerful people mad.
Data rights should be considered just fundamental rights.
This is about the integrity of our democracy.
These platforms which were created to connect us have now been weaponized. It's impossible to know what is what, because nothing is what it seems.
Scary, but that is the reality today. It's not data privacy. It's not just protecting your data, so your data identity, so people will not steal money from your electronic bank. It's already protecting how you decide. You don't know if your decision is your own or it has been influenced. This is what we call in other country in the autocratic as indoctrination. Indoctrination is what dictators use to make the people follow. So it is already in that kind of level that indoctrination can be done even in democratic or free countries. That is why Data Privacy Act is very important. When you get data from your clients, as simple as their names, their full names, their signature, their cell phone numbers, their emails, their addresses. You need to protect them. And when you have an e-commerce site and when you get this through your website and you got a breach, you need to report it to the Data Privacy Commission. Otherwise, the penalty is equivalent to millions, and if there's even a jail time. So it is this important to protect the data. It is not only electronic data. It is also the physical data or the paper when you ask people to sign during the events, and even in meetings in your employees. The data privacy also goes to your employees. There's you need to have your employees sign a data privacy waiver because you also need to protect the personal data of your employees. So when you have meetings, right now you don't put the division, the number, and everything. It's basically just the name and the division. You don't even have to ask them to sign that form because data is that important. And so you might be scared right now. What do we do? Do we get out of Facebook? Do we protect ourselves digitally or social media? How do I protect myself? You now become paranoid. Unfortunately, that there is a simpler solution, and it's not coming from us, but those who own Facebook, YouTube, and the other what we call social media sites, or now propaganda machines. I'd like to show you another video to give you this point.
Democracy, which depends on shared truths, is in retreat, and autocracy, which depends on shared lies, is on the march. Hate crimes are surging, as are murderous attacks on religious and ethnic minorities. Now, what do all these dangerous trends have in common? I'm just a comedian and an actor, I'm not a scholar, but one thing is pretty clear to me. All this hate and violence is being facilitated by a handful of internet companies that amount to the greatest propaganda machine in history. Facebook, YouTube, and Google, Twitter, and others, they reach billions of people. The algorithms these platforms depend on deliberately amplify the type of content that keeps users engaged, stories that appeal to our baser instincts and that trigger outrage and fear. It's why YouTube recommended videos by the conspiracist Alex Jones billions of times. It's why fake news outperforms real news, because studies show that lies spread faster than truth. And it's no surprise that the greatest propaganda machine in history has spread the oldest conspiracy theory in history, the lie that Jews are somehow dangerous. As one headline put it, just think what Goebbels could have done with Facebook. Zuckerberg tried to portray this whole issue as choices around free expression. That is ludicrous. This is not about limiting anyone's free speech. This is about giving people, including some of the most reprehensible people on earth, the biggest platform in history to reach a third of the planet. Freedom of speech is not freedom of reach. Sadly, there will always be racists, misogynists, anti-Semites, and child abusers. But I think we can all agree that we should not be giving bigots and paedophiles a free platform to amplify their views and target their victims. Zuckerberg speaks of welcoming a diversity of ideas, and last year he gave us an example. He said that he found posts denying the Holocaust deeply offensive, but he didn't think Facebook should take them down because I think there are things that different people get wrong. We have, unfortunately, millions of pieces of evidence for the Holocaust. It is an historical fact. And denying it is not some random opinion. Those who deny the Holocaust aim to encourage another one. If you pay them Facebook will run any political ad you want, even if it's a lie. And they'll even help you micro-target those lies to their users for maximum effect. Under this twisted logic, if Facebook were around in the 1930s, it would have allowed Hitler to post 30-second ads on his solution to the Jewish problem. So here's a good standard and practice. Facebook, start fact-checking political ads before you run them. Stop micro-targeted lies immediately. And when the ads are false, give back the money and don't publish them. If we prioritize truth over lies, tolerance over prejudice, empathy over indifference, and experts over ignoramuses, then maybe, just maybe, we can stop the greatest propaganda machine in history. We can save democracy. We can still have a place for free speech and free expression. And most importantly, my jokes will still work. Thank you very much.
Okay. So while waiting for Facebook or the other billionaires to stop the fake news in their social media accounts, you can protect yourself, your social media presence. I have in my video, I have in my website, the SME Pinoy's Business Insight Data Privacy, which you can see in this link whenever I promote this, how to protect your your social media footprint. How do you protect your social media account? How do you keep out? I remember myself deleting all the data they have gathered about me on what I like, and when I use this tips in the video in this website. So I hope you learned a lot this week. This is a very important topic. And next week, I'd like to invite you to watch again as we talk about the IT organization and administration part of my digital transformation framework. Okay. Thank you and good day.